are you?
What a miserable place.
Please, allow us to have some...
Have mercy on us!
Think of the children.
Move! You're pathetic. Shall I put you out of your misery?
Wait. What you carry is a gift from the Emperor to starving people. What justification could you possibly have for ignoring their plight?
Such insolence! How dare you speak to me like that?
This merchant has confessed everything. You had him purchase goods from corrupt scholars and sell them for you in the city. In exchange, he offered you bribes and business favors.
Scoundrels!
Don't you know how hungry we are?
Silence! Stay back! Son, wait!
No closer!
You!
I don't know who you are, but you have my thanks.
Call for reinforcements!
Sir! Even more are coming?
More soldiers are coming! Hey, you two. This way.
We won't be putting the townspeople at risk here. You can fight without restraint. There is still much I must do. But I swear that I will get you out of here.
I don't know if he's trustworthy. But either way, we'll have to cut our way through.
I ask you this. Do you choose to continue being exploited until you die?
No!
Then tell me, do you have the courage to take back what was stolen?
Yes!
Then let us all advance and witness a new era of peace.
In the second month of the Guanghe era's 7th year, a major upheaval began. By extending a hand to suffering peasants, the way of the Great Peace gained immense support. Jiang Jiao, the movement's founder, declared a rebellion against the Han Dynasty. In aid of the provinces, countless adherents of the way of the Great Peace rose in revolt. To demonstrate their unity, they clad themselves in yellow and referred to themselves as the Yellow Turbans. This would later be called the Yellow Turban Rebellion. And so, the era was set on the path toward great turmoil. Chapter 1. The Yellow Turbans Rebellion turns to a reign of terror. Heroes rise in the midst of turmoil.
Over here. It's been a while. You look well. Good to hear. I haven't seen you since you and the great bearded lord gave that corrupt government official a good kicking. To think, I'd run into you now. Oh, that's kind of you to say. I wonder if our fates are intertwined somehow. The Yellow Turbans will soon launch an attack here. Could it be that you are here with the forces sent to suppress them? I see. You do not mince words. When I met you before, you struck me as someone who would extend a hand to help the weak. Not the sort who'd become a government pawn. Maybe you are trying to impress someone powerful. It is true that there are times in life when one must resort to relying on power for the sake of what is right. But wielding that power can change a man. Maybe that happened to you. But listen to me, Natter. I must go. But I'll see you again soon, I suspect. In turbulent times like these, men and women have to fight for what is necessary for their survival. I don't blame you for your choices. Perhaps you'll show me the same consideration the next time we meet.
Lu Ji is not here.
Why not?
He has been imprisoned for refusing to give the attendants the bribes they expected.
No.
He stuck to his principles and allowed himself to be condemned for a crime he did not commit. He is a fool.
The corrupt officials are the ones at fault. There is no reason Lord Lu Ji should be blamed.
Those with power live. Those without die. Anyone who fails to understand this truth is nothing more than a fool. Cunning is but another means to power. Lu Ji failed to realize this, and now finds himself a captive. So, are you one of the powerful, or not? I do not judge on status or title. Prove it during this battle. You may make a name for yourself if you are successful.
And if I fail to do so?
Then the battlefield will claim your life. That goes for both of us.
Fancy meeting you in a place like this. In such turbulent times, it's a strange thing to seek food for the mind rather than bread for the stomach. But then, who am I to talk, huh? That's right. You know I fight for the Yellow Turbans. Worry not, I won't be here long. So you fight with the volunteer forces. How is it that someone who once raised their fist at the Imperial Court is now a pawn of that same tyranny? Tyranny. Are you saying that the Yellow Turbans are as bad as the government forces? Right now, I honestly don't know what the correct answer is. Brethren who swore to fight evil for the sake of a just future are now running amok beyond my control. And instead of trying to stop them, I skulk in shops looking for answers in books. Of course, I know there are no answers here. But what else can I do? Yes, you're right. I've been voiding it for too long. Perhaps it was the hand of heaven that led me to this bookshop today. In your eyes, I fancy I see the sky reflected in the moments before dawn. This long darkness will end and the sun will rise again. I'd like to think so. If only I had someone like you by my side.
We have defeated Cheng Zhao's main force in battle. And it seems you've proven that you can at least survive.
Aye.
I hear both Zhang Bao and Zhang Liang are facing defeat after defeat. The end is near for the Yellow Turbans. Now, let me ask you, out of curiosity, what do you think Cheng Jiao lacked? Why has he been forsaken by the heavens, fallen from grace? Indeed. His actions did move the realm. But he did not have the strength to move the heavens. It matters not what one's ideals are. Without strength or victory, nothing is accomplished. In both politics and war, the weak are the first to flounder. And as soon as one has shown their weakness, their fate is sealed.
Ridiculous. So those without strength are destined for doom?
That is the nature of this realm.
It's nature.
There you are. Another victory under your belt. The Yellow Turbans are just starved dogs. They'll prostrate themselves before the might of the Imperial Court. If they truly want to save themselves, they'll need to acquire enough power to devour even the heavens. To tell you the truth, your abilities caught my eye. So much so that I specifically set out to speak with you. Now then, you fight as an unmarked warrior, do you not? Why are you without an official position? And to what purpose do you apply your abilities? What of the Yellow Turbans you put to the blade? You soak those you claim to fight for in their own blood. We both kill those who get in our way. You don't do it for the people. You do it for yourself. For the land, for the Han Dynasty, for the Lord they serve. Those seeking power have a bad habit of aligning themselves with some great cause. But in the end, people operate for their own ambitions. Look at the Yellow Turbans. They rose from the bloodshed in a time of desperation, and then devoured the weak in turn. Those same Yellow Turbans will be decimated by the Han, devouring the weak for our own aims. It's simply what humans do. That's precisely why it's power that determines our fates. If you're strong, you live. If you're weak, you perish. Even among the strong, you stand taller still. I have no doubt you are capable of determining your own path in life. But one also mustn't forget their superiors. You best take care, lest you wind up as prey yourself. Had the Yellow Turban rebels gained a little more power, their story would be different. Being devoured in an instant by the very same Han that caused them to starve. One beast struggling as it's devoured by another on the verge of death. Quite a boring story once you get down to it. I'm rather loose-lipped today. We're done speaking. Be gone.
You figured it out. If you followed the flow of incense here, that means you are a guardian of peace. That look. It doesn't seem like you're joking. Or perhaps you do not remember? I see. I understand now. You seek to defeat me, not because you were ordered to, but of your own volition. A guardian of peace, one who knows not their duty, judges me. If that is not the will of the heavens, then I am at a loss. Even if both heaven and earth try to judge me, I will not stop believing in my righteousness as long as others ask it of me. I know that this path, this ideal, is not a mistake. I am right, and therefore I will not lose. I cannot. Our fates are intertwined. I shall await the day I see you in battle, guardian of peace. I am Zhang Zhao, General of Heaven. These two hands will upend the heavens if need be.
Now then, I assume we are all ready? We have the Yellow Turbans cornered. This battle will likely decide their fate.
We have achieved victory against them time and again. There is nothing for us to fear. Believe in one another and march forward, and we shall be unstoppable. I also look forward to seeing what the volunteers can do. We came here to put an end to the turmoil. And we will give our all to see it done.
Ha! I see no need for further discussion, Cao Cao. All that's left is to hunt down the wounded beasts.
Very well. Let us go.
You've come. That must mean my brothers have failed. My brothers fought to buy me time. But there's no escaping it. We must end things here. Guardian of Peace. I, General of Heaven Zhang Zhao, shall defeat you. The gods themselves will not stop me. I cannot be stopped. Together, we shall bring peace to the land.
Zhang Zhao has evaded us. We are still making every effort to find him, but...
I see. Very well. Dismissed. He was wounded badly. I doubt he'd make it.
No! We must find him! Search every corner!
We've searched everywhere. Spending more time on this will only exhaust our troops.
Oh. He will die soon, even if we leave him be. Not even a doctor of surpassing skill would be able to save him. But his death must be one of humiliation.
You want to?
A hero who died bravely, fighting to the bitter end. Such a death could very well become the symbol for another uprising. Unless we cut off his head and display it, the Yellow Turbans will rise again. That we cannot allow.
On this one, Dong Zhuo is right. Split up and search for Zhang Zhao. Understood?
Once, I came upon a sage in this land who taught me a particular skill. And he told me something. Use this power to help those in need. But lose your way, and you shall be punished by a guardian of peace. And now, here you are. Our greed grew stronger with each success. Why wasn't I able to prevent that? If this is just human nature, then there is no way to save this world. A question we humans are not ready to have answered. I am the great sage Jiang Zhao. I allowed the people to dream of peace. Dreams can move people. People can change the world. Though I may die here, the world will go on. In the end, there must be. Now this brings back memories. It hasn't changed a bit. Like a place frozen in time. Don't you think so? Now. You surely knew I'd be here. And why? I wonder how he is. The one who reminds me so of a great white phoenix. I came here in search of medicinal herbs, and in his noble generosity, he taught me the secrets of his art. He bid me to help those in need, and sent me out to bring the people a vision of a better world. Well, we both know how that worked out. Yes, but it's not the only reason. I wish to thank you. You spoke to me with encouragement when my brethren ran amok, and I felt helpless to stop them. You inspired me to stand my ground and stop the others. Had that chaos continued, countless innocent lives would have been swept up in it. Just surviving in this world is a hard, painful task. And I, who hated that misery more than anything, was adding to it. No matter how many times we drag ourselves out of the pit of despair, we are doomed to fall back in. But even in such a world, I continue to fight for something better. Perhaps I did. In vain, though it might have been. It would feel good to stop struggling for a while, rebuild my strength. As the great sage Jiang Zhao, I brought the people a dream of peace. And I'm not yet ready to relinquish it, even if it is against the will of the very heavens. Guardian of peace, I'm glad you were the one sent to defeat me.
We last met during the rebellion, did we not? It was I who summoned you, but I never expected you'd be eager enough to come all this way. The cavalry of Western Liang are vastly superior to the feeble armies of the Central Plains. Disorganized rabble of traitors that they are. If you're starving for a fight, you will find no better place to satisfy your hunger. Ensure your weapons are sharp for the battle ahead. We will deploy soon after the War Council. So, it was you that caught my eye out on the battlefield. No surprise there. You fought well. Enjoy your praise from the great Dong Zhuo. How do you find the winds in Liang Province? There's a greater chill to them than in the Central Plains. A frontier region, far removed from the cities. Even the Imperial Court's authority doesn't reach here. Its people simply live as they wish, without a care for the state. It's been the site of countless uprisings. Yet, I prefer being posted here. The geography and climate are harsh, and so the people here seek the power to devour others, and to avoid being devoured themselves. Though the weak masses may also devour the strong. The fallen become sustenance. That is the essence of life. Do you not think it more agreeable than stagnating in some boring administrative post? I'm beginning to get a sense of what you're all about. The capital has become stagnant. There's no understandable battle of strength, just deception and cheating. It's not life. It's a slow death, and I detest it. The Chung tribe and Yellow Turban rebels are both just struggling to survive. But these people in the capital, they haven't even realized that they're already dead. A kingdom of death, where the deceased stride around devouring the living. That's the reality of the Han Dynasty. If that is the case... This conversation's gone on too long. Off with you.
Hey, I know we had orders from Lord He Jin, but do you really think letting them go was the right choice? How do we know if roughing them up was enough to put them in their place? Next time, they might attack innocent travelers.
That might be true, but we can't just go against the Grand General's orders, can we?
Yeah, I know that, but still. Suli is right on the Emperor's doorstep, and yet the whole place has gone to hell.
You gave it your all, but you couldn't run forever.
Anything valuable you have, we'll be taking.
Oh, hey, you! So beautiful. Hey, over here.
Cut that out. Focus on the job at hand. First, the old man.
Take this!
Wait! Yes, that's it. Damn it. Don't make this any harder.
You bastard!
We haven't introduced ourselves, have we? I am Wang Yun. This is my daughter, Diaochan. You have my thanks, Zluan. Ah, so it really is you. I heard the name mentioned while the Yellow Turbans were still running amok. Black clothes with a crimson sash. You looked the part, so I went with my gut.
So you were the one that turned the tide during the rebellion. That explains your impressive skills on the battlefield. I still have much to learn, I assure you.
I may not look it, but I served as the governor of Yi province during the Yellow Turban Rebellion. But amidst the chaos, the attendants with connections to the Yellow Turbans managed to soil my name enough for me to be deposed. The attendants are mere servants, yet their influence was enough to rob me of my position in such a humiliating way. The shame is unbearable. I've been traveling the land ever since, searching for a way to put a stop to the attendants' corruption, and for men of character to help me do so.
My father has lost his position as governor. Together, we are but a man and his daughter with little power between us. That's why we need someone we can rely on.
At this very moment, the attendants are scheming to bring even the Imperial Seal into their despotic grasp. If nothing is done to stop them, the world will once again fall into chaos. Zluan, I must ask you for one thing. If you have not yet chosen a lord to serve, could you travel with me as my guest for a time? The attackers from before aren't the only ones after our heads. The attendants have sent assassins as well. I don't believe that they can defeat Diaochan, but the burden is too much for her to bear alone. You will? Then you have my thanks. Once again, we are in your debt. We will reward you accordingly in due time. Very well, then. You can start by escorting us back to the inn. I will tell you more about our plans later.
Oh, good. You're here. I just took a message for you from someone who said they were with Wang Yun. They said Wang Yun is waiting to receive word from a collaborator, so he wants you to stay here in town for the time being. Also, he has some business to attend to in town, so you should feel free to go and ask him if anything is unclear. I'm not sure what this is all about, but please try not to put yourself in too much danger. I can't cure you if you're dead.
I am so grateful that you have agreed to help my father. Our fates are now bound together. If you have any worries or misgivings about what lies ahead, let's talk them over now. He took me in as his daughter, but I am also his student and a loyal servant. My father is trying to root out the corruption that the attendants have inflicted on the world. I am merely the sword that clears the path to his goal. If you wish to know the whole truth, perhaps I should first tell you how my life began. I was born in a small mountain village. It was decided that I would become a spy, so I underwent training. But one day, a large fire broke out in the village. That was when I met Wang Yun. I had nowhere to go, but he took my hand and led the way. He trained me to be the weapon that would rid the world of corruption. When my father first met you, he saw something in you. The way you walk, the way you fight, he could tell that you were different from the others. He saw it in me, too. Is that so? Then I will not inquire further. In this world, some things are best forgotten.
Did you hear? Word is that the Emperor has passed away. Is it really true? Then who will rule the land now?
His Majesty is. We should go to my father. He might be able to tell us what's going on.
I see. So the news has already made its way through the city. I've just received word from Lord He Jin in the capital. It seems that the rumors of the Emperor's death are in fact true.
The world is still in disarray. The death of the Emperor will only make things worse.
Lord He Jin's letter also included an invitation for me to join him in the capital. I suspect that he may take this opportunity to eliminate all of the attendants in the capital at once. Yes, it is none other than Lord He Jin, Grand General and elder brother of the Empress. As such, he is essentially the head of the consort clan.
He wants to rid the world of the attendants as much as we do. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, as they say.
But if the Grand General has already taken action, then the attendants will be making moves of their own. In any case, I must hurry to Luoyang at once. Diaochan, I will need your protection.
Yes, Father.
Lord Wang Yun, I am glad to see you in good health. I am here to welcome you on orders from the Grand General.
I am very grateful. We expected assassins, but the bandits were a surprise indeed. I must also give my thanks to Lord Dongzhou.
I've also been ordered by Lord He Jin to welcome you to the capital. A banquet has been prepared to thank you for coming all this way. We insist that you rest in the city tonight.
A dinner invitation from Grand General He Jin himself. I am sure it will be a grand feast. However, I think I'll pass on this occasion.
Why is that?
We came in such a hurry, all the way from Western Liang. I would not disgrace such a fine gathering by showing up as filthy as we are.
Is that so?
We've set up camp outside the capital. We'll rest our feet there.
So, that's Dongzhou.
He's a brazen and cunning man with the manners of a beast. Judging by his reluctance to enter the capital, that snout of his must have caught the scent of danger. What did Lord He Jin have in mind when he chose to bring him here?
For now, we can only trust his judgment. The attendant stronghold is very heavily guarded. It might take the power of a beast to break through its defenses.
The power of a beast. You should rest for tonight, Lord Wang Yun. We will discuss the future with Grand General He Jin later.
It's getting hard to keep up with everything that's happened. At least for tonight, please get some rest. Or shall I keep you company until you go to sleep? There isn't much about me that you don't already know. What I can say is that I am more than capable of defending myself. Please don't trouble yourself worrying about me. Rest well. Tomorrow, I will accompany my father to meet with Lord Huajin. The capital has descended into a dangerous den of vice. Keep your guard up, and be prepared for the worst. Thank you. It's good to know that you care. Good night, and sweet dreams.
Lords from every corner of the land are answering the call from Grand General Huajin to gather here. Our chance to get rid of the attendants once and for all has finally arrived. This also makes for a grand opportunity to show the world our power. Wouldn't you agree, Cao Cao?
Delivering justice does not require a show of power. Simply exposing the crimes of the attendants and imprisoning them will suffice. A fire set to burn away corruption can quickly grow into an untamable blaze. Yuan Shao, are you really too much of a fool to understand that?
You've never wasted words on courtesy. I know that we are old friends, but could you at least show a modicum of respect for once?
I'm telling you this because we are friends.
Anyway, it matters not. Where is the Grand General? We are here to meet him, but he is nowhere to be seen.
Gentlemen, please excuse the interruption. I have a message for you from my father, Wang Yun. Lord Huajin has been summoned to the palace by imperial decree. Please, make haste to the imperial court.
What? To the imperial court? We are to dive into that snake's den with those attendants?
It may well be a trap, but one cannot refuse a decree.
What's happening?
Look, Lord Huajin is in trouble! He's being held captive by the attendants of the palace!
No.
Well, these truly are the worst conceivable circumstances. But the die has already been cast. There is no turning back now.
Right. Come, Cao Cao. We will bring the attendants to justice in Lord Huajin's name.
Lord Dongzhuo, the carriage has been spotted on the main road.
Just as I expected. Looks like we've caught something valuable this time. The Emperor is coming. We must welcome him in the proper fashion.
Yes, sir.
Let us begin. This will be a feast fit for royalty.
Ziluan, I've returned. The number of wounded and sick grows each day. The majority of local doctors must have already fled. No, don't worry. I want to do this myself. But, Ziluan, this is my advice as a man of medicine. Lord Wang Yun may have ordered you here, but I think we should leave Luoyang. To stay is to invite death itself. Luoyang has become a battlefield. One wrong word could mean the end for you.
Excuse me. I wish to speak with you about my father, but I see that I am interrupting.
I see. I have some other matters to attend to anyway. Please, take your time.
Thank you. As I said, I would like to talk to you about my father. He seems to be very troubled about the recent events in Luoyang. Lord Dongzhuo's men have rampaged through the city, and I hear he has been equally disruptive in the imperial court. I am certain my father feels responsible for this. In order to deal with the 10 attendants, he unleashed an even greater threat. He blames himself for that. What can I do? How do I convince him that it is not his fault? You really are as kind as you are strong. Even as the city descends into chaos, I see in your eyes the glimmer of hope. I didn't know it at the time, but I think I came here hoping to hear those exact words. I shall leave you be now.
Well, I did not think I would hear your name here. An impressive display, as always. I'd like to recognize your achievements yet again. So, have you seen the state of the capital? No one can deny it at this point. The Han Dynasty is rotting from the inside. Do you understand what I must do now? Not one to hold your tongue, but it's still too soon. Now is the time for manipulation. Decaying or not, the Han Dynasty has a long history, and the power and authority it has accumulated will not prove easy to seize. And that is why I shall devour them completely. Will my actions lead to a world thriving on war, or one of chaos ruled by death? It's difficult to say. If something isn't done, however, the rot is sure to steadily spread. I refuse to accept that. What's more, I've obtained the power necessary to change that. So, how about it? Would you be interested in serving me? Even without your consent, I have ways of making use of you. Still, it's precisely because of that attitude that you have value. You shall be a wind that traverses Liang province, submitting to no one and making the presence of the strong known. That wind carries with it the life I desire. It has been a true pleasure. Go now, move through the land, under your own freedom.
Ah. Sit. Relax. No need to be shy. Now, about your splendid display on the battlefield. I've had my eye on you for a while now. You were most impressive in the recent battle against those bandits. Of course, it is the duty of a leader to watch over those who follow. As I said, I've been following your career with interest. And when someone such as me takes notice, well, let's just say you should be striving to be more than just a common soldier. You have excellent battle instincts, work well with comrades, and, plainly put, look as if you belong on the battlefield. I'd like to hear how you acquired these skills. You don't remember? Do you expect me to believe that? But then, you are not lying, are you? Very well, I shall ask no more. I remain curious, but I am content to let your results speak for themselves. So, what say you? Will you join the UN clan? You could go a long way with us. Ah, yes, I remember. A little bird told me that you dine at the table of Lord Wang Yun. I have extended a most gracious invitation, but please, there's no need to feel any guilt for turning me down. It is merely my duty as a noble clansman to extend a hand of support to those who show great potential. I am sure that as long as you flourish on the battlefield, we will meet again. So, no hard feelings. I wish you good health and prosperity.
Just the person I wanted to see. I have a very big favor to ask of you. Will you help me? As glad as I am to hear that. Are you sure you don't want to know what it is first? I could ask you to give me your heart, or to perform any number of daunting tasks, what would you do then? The truth is, my father came to me and said that I should take a little walk around town. But I've never really just walked the streets before without a destination, so I have no idea where to go or what to do. It would mean so much to me if you could walk with me here in town, just for today. I can't thank you enough. All right, let's get going, shall we? Thank you so much for coming with me today. Is it just my imagination, or are you new to this kind of thing as well? I had a feeling we were both a little lost out there. But I think that may have ended up being what made our time together so much fun. As long as I have this memory, I'll be able to go on fighting forever. No matter what hardship might come my way. I would like to be able to go for another walk with you sometime. I hope with all my heart that such a day will come.
Excuse me. I presume that you belong to this household. Where might Lord Wan Yun be? My name is Shun Yo. I have an appointment with him. I have the proper documentation, if you'd like to see it. Thank you. That sash.
I've been waiting for you, Lord Shun Yo. You had something you wanted to discuss.
I'll get straight to the point. Lord Wan Yun, you must act now.
You mean eliminate Dong Zhuo?
Yes.
Dong Zhuo's tyranny has indeed become intolerable of late. But just how do you expect us to stop him? He's expanded his forces by taking in the soldiers Lord He Jin left behind. There is even talk that the powerful soldiers trained by the recently deceased Governor Den Yuan joined him as well. It may be too late for anyone to stand against him now. It is likely that Lord Yuan Shao left Luoyang upon realizing his forces were outmatched.
I am well aware.
Then why are you asking me to do this? I'm an old man. I brought the capital to the brink of ruin.
Because I believe that you have the means to put an end to Dong Zhuo. And that guest of yours, the so-called Guardian of Peace, I think we could use him as well.
I am sorry to disappoint you, but things are not so simple. There will be no more talk of this today. Please leave.
Lord Wan Yun.
There is something important that we must discuss. As I have told you, Before all of this, I originally served as a civil servant. As a governor, I worked tirelessly to fulfill my duties. For many years, I devoted myself to the Han. But that was only what was seen by the public. I was given another role to play. From the shadows. It was my duty to make use of spies, assassins, and the like, to root out rebel forces and political rivals. It is common practice in the Imperial Court. Lords and high officials are always in need of someone to do their dirty work for them. There are even villages hidden deep in the mountains and valleys, away from prying eyes, where they train these spies and assassins. I have also heard that there exists a secret order, revered among those who make their living under the cover of shadow. They are called the Guardians of Peace. It is said that each member wears a red sash fastened with the symbol of the sacred bird, the Luan, just as you do now. I wish I could, but I have never visited their village. All I can tell you is what I know of how they came to be. The Guardians of Peace are a group of assassins descended from a hero who is said to have fought alongside the founder of the Han, Emperor Gaozu. They are said to be divine warriors who are even capable of sorcery, sworn to work in the shadows to bring about peace. They take great pride in going unrecognized for their deeds, so they rarely appear in records, a fact that makes it hard to study their history. I've heard rumors that their village was destroyed during the uprisings that took place before the Yellow Turban Rebellion, but it is not certain. Ever since you helped us in Suli province, I have suspected that you may be one of them. Diaochan begged me not to tell you, but keeping it from you any longer would be a betrayal of your trust. You have heard Diaochan's story, yes? It was no accident that the village where she was raised caught fire. I burned it down myself, because they revolted against the Emperor. And it was I who took in that little girl without a home, and taught her the skills she would need to become a weapon. I will never be able to turn Diaochan back into the girl she once was. But perhaps you could... No. Please forget I ever said any of this. It's nothing. We've just received an urgent message. It seems Dong Zhuo has deposed His Majesty the Emperor and forced Prince Liu Xie of Chanliu to ascend the throne. They say that all those who stood against him have either been banished from the capital or killed outright.
No.
Dong Zhuo's arrogance has grown so strong that he has taken the Emperor's chambers as his own. The brutality of his soldiers knows no bounds. The people of Luoyang now live in constant fear. Even His Majesty himself can find no solace. I must kill Dong Zhuo, and I'm going to need your help.
I've been waiting so long to hear you say those words. Father, leave the hunting of the beast to me. I will see this through to the end, even if it's the last thing I do. It's the only thing I could possibly do to repay you after all you've done for me. But you have forgotten your past, and now walk a new path of your own. I am obligated to do this. But you are not. You can walk away.
I am sorry, but you're our only hope. Eliminate Dongjua and bring peace to our world.
Lord Cao Cao, thank you for waiting.
Where's Lord Wang Yun?
He is not in right now, but he should be here shortly.
Then, I'll wait here for him. I was the one who suggested Dongzhuo's assassination to Lord Wang Yun. I had been waiting for an opportunity to arise for some time, and as luck would have it, I was summoned to Luoyang. I hear that Lord Wang Yun lent you his prized sword. Yes, a very beautiful sword indeed.
And you may use it as you wish, Lord Cao Cao.
Dongzhuo must be killed. When Lord He called for the lords to gather in Luoyang, it was I who failed to advise him against such actions. That is why I will risk everything for this task. Should the worst happen, you are to think of your own lives, not mine.
Lord Cao Cao, there is no need to worry about me. For this plan to succeed, we shall have to risk everything.
I, Cao Cao, come humbly before you.
I have but one question. Are you loyal to the Han? Or to Dongzhuo?
You are very forthright. I feel many men have lost their heads for answering wrongly.
Answer already.
I shall make you an offer instead.
Oh. And this is?
Diaochan is my name.
You understand me well, Cao Cao. I'm inclined to accept. Such devastating beauty. And it seems that's not your only weapon. I'm glad, Cao Cao. I like your answer.
Sulan! Lord Cao Cao! Run!
I, Wang Kuang, governor of Henei, cede power to Lord Yuan Shao in order to defeat Dongzhuo.
Lord Wang Kuang, welcome. No sight could have lifted my heart more.
Your words honor me.
Zhang Yang, governor of Shandong. I have come to join the alliance against Dongzhuo.
You are most welcome, Lord Zhang. Show us what you're capable of.
By all means, I shall do so.
Lord Yuan Shao, I have come from Yong Province. Allow me to be of service.
Lord Cao Cao. That was a splendid manifesto.
Yes.
Having the illustrious Lord Yuan Shao become the leader of our alliance was a stroke of genius.
Having felled the 10 attendants, Dongzhuo's occupation of Luoyang is our responsibility. If Yuan Shao can make up for that by leading the coalition, it's a small price for him to pay.
You can count on it. Lord Yuan Shao, I have no doubt I'll be a great asset to the coalition forces.
Is that so? Your spirit alone is fine support indeed. Dongzhuo is all but done for.
Right. We'll strike him down together.
The die has been cast. All that remains is to see this through.
Lord Yuan Shu, what were you thinking?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean my actions in the battle? We had the important task of defending the stronghold. There wasn't time to think about those who rushed brashly out to the front line.
Rushed out? We may have pushed the vanguard, but we didn't plan to go that far from the stronghold.
Is that so? Then I must have been mistaken.
Lord Yuan Shu, let me be very clear. I apologize if you think I overstepped my mark. However, I will not forgive you for putting my men in danger for the sake of your pride.
For my pride, you say? You think I would be jealous of a petty magistrate like yourself? Well, here is some advice for you, Sun Jin. It is better to back down gracefully than bark incessantly. If you want to live, that is.
You...
Well, quite unexpected, running into you here of all places. Our fates must truly be linked, you and the great Chen Gong. Not in the least! I've been vying for a thorough discussion with you for some time now. I've actually taken quite an interest in you. You move wherever the wind takes you, without being beholden to one specific lord. You were once part of an organization devoted to restoring peace in the realm, a survivor of the fallen. How much indeed? That's about the extent of what I've learned about you. Pursuing stability, relying on the abilities of others, living a carefree, unobserved life, slowly growing old. A life where no one learns your name or what you have accomplished, where you just exist until you're no more. Your way of life is totally different, though, and that fascinates me. In this way, I too am a person who hopes to use my abilities to make a name for myself. Meeting Lord Cao Cao was truly excellent, but I don't want to live reliant on the abilities of others. I believe we are not too dissimilar, you and I. Oh, I did not expect you to hold back out of politeness. If you're not convinced, there's no need to force it. On the one hand, there are those who yearn for such a lifestyle. On the other, there are those who naturally throw themselves into it. They seem similar, but are fundamentally different. It is precisely for that reason that I believe we can form deep bonds together. I look forward to deepening this relationship. I hope you feel the same.
Cao Cao, you're here. The Emperor has already been moved to Chang'an. It seems that dog Dongzhuo always intended to abandon Luoyang.
Then we must pursue them at once. We may never get a chance like this again.
No, we will stay in Luoyang. The lords need calming, and the city must be rebuilt.
You fool, Yuan Shao. Have you forgotten that our top priority is the death of Dongzhuo?
You are as cold-hearted as always. Do you not see the city in ruins? People don't even know where their next meal will come from. The coalition forces are still exhausted after the battle at Hulao Gate. They've not the strength to continue fighting.
Enough pretentious talk. What are you after, Yuan Shao?
Isn't that obvious? The Yellow Turbans and Dongzhuo have driven the world further into chaos. A worthy individual must step up and fix it. To restore the capital and the entire land.
And you believe you are the man for that task?
Yes, history will prove that I am right.
To restore the land. So you aim for glory well above your station.
I do believe you have something to report to me, Sun Jian.
Nothing comes to mind.
I heard that the fabled Imperial Seal was discovered in the ruins of Luoyang. Such regalia should be relinquished into the safekeeping of myself, the leader of our alliance, should it not? To hide it away would be tantamount to insurrection.
Were I to hide away the Imperial Seal for my own ends, the heavens would surely punish me.
Well now, time to see which of us is worthy.
I have been looking for you. I'm glad we were able to meet like this. I would be sad if I couldn't say goodbye. Yes, I don't think we shall meet again. Dongzhuo will fall before the coalition forces have regrouped. I have made sure of that. I went to Chang'an with Dongzhuo, and I saw the destruction. That is when I knew. To kill a beast that has bested all men, I need to unleash an even bigger beast. I will use myself as bait to pit Luibu against Dongzhuo. No matter what happens, I cannot allow this strategy to fail. But still, I am not afraid. Do you remember what I said? I am strong, as long as I remember our time together. Farewell. Continue on your own path. For me. But Luibu...
I'll make your dream a reality.
What? It's you, Wang Yun. I don't remember summoning the likes of you. If you want to get on my good side, tame that shrew of a girl and send her my way. What do you think you're... I see.
Is this a dream? The one I've wanted to see for so long is right here, in front of me. Still, the reality of this hits me harder than I ever could have imagined. You shouldn't even be here. But I'm glad you are. I really wanted to see you. Honest? It's really you? If so, I fear I have no right to show my face to you. I just received Father's letter as well. It would seem he arranged for agents to deliver them to us from the shadows when the time was right. Even so, he gave no exact date. Just that we should meet beneath flowers in full bloom. As you are now, you walk in the light. Someone like me is in no position to associate with you. That is why I decided not to interact with you. Yet, I have ended up meeting you here in the dead of night. Could you find it in your heart to forgive me, despite my shame? In the light of these stars, I fear I am tempted to lay bare my most intimate of thoughts. It would seem the time has come to explain why I disappeared. After he defeated Dongzhuo, Father fell to the blade of an assassin hired by Li Shui's faction. Although he said I was just a tool for him, I lost the man who loved me like a real daughter. So too did I lose the need to dance in the darkness for Father's ambitions. I could have taken up with Luibu, but that was not an option. For you see, there was no room in my heart for anyone but you. My life of deceit had tainted me completely. Were I by your side, the corruption would have spread to you as well. Your existence is much like this starlight, gently illuminating me in the darkness. A fleeting light that vanishes come daybreak. I shall etch that radiance into my heart, and no matter how hard life becomes, I shall wait for the next morning to come. You exist in a place beyond my reach. Really? Are you sure? To be completely honest, I have yet to sort out my feelings. Still, I can say this much. If the day comes where we can meet beneath flowers in full bloom once again, I suspect I may be a bit more receptive to your invitation. Until that day comes, be well, my beloved.
we meet again. You were most impressive in the Battle of Diaochan. I wondered what had become of you after Wang Yun's death, and had not realized you had joined Kongsun Zan. Instead of entrusting yourself to me, you appeared as an enemy. Still, I can't claim to be surprised. I'm just glad to see you in good health. It's just unfortunate that we find ourselves on opposite sides. But you follow your own path, I see that. You are not my vassal, so the choices you make are your own. Whenever I see someone with a bright future, it is my habit to help them, even if I cannot persuade them to join me. As you should be. Tonight, I have prepared a splendid feast. Eat what you will, fill your belly, and prepare yourself for the morrow. One day I intend to rule over all of the land, and it behooves me to treat well those who gather under my roof. Otherwise, I will never win the hearts of the people. I am fortunate to have been born into one of the greatest clans of our time, and I will not succumb to the temptations of tyranny. In fact, I am so benevolent that I forgive certain fools who refuse invitations to become one of my people. If it weren't for my family's noble name, I might have dragged you into my service kicking and screaming. Then perhaps you should appear more forlorn. I won't have you trying to protect my pride in this roundabout way. If you care to know who I truly am, apart from my noble name, then be sure to always answer my summons. You speak your mind and do not put on airs. I find that refreshing. Now, my household staff will be putting the finishing touches on tonight's feast. I am a man of means. There are no obligations, just an invitation to enjoy some fine food. Let's go.
Ah, good to see you. What do you make of Puyang? Yes, I quite agree with you. The Qing militia is tending to the fields and defending them, and the vibrancy in town is drawing in even more people. To have not only envisioned, but also realized something like this, Lord Cao Cao has proven he is no ordinary man. Anyway, it seems that Lord Cao Cao has now grasped what underlies the current turmoil, following our confrontation with the Qing Yellow Turbans. He seems able to solve whatever problem he is faced with, progressing forward, step by step. But no one else is able to walk that path ahead of him. All they can do is follow behind and try to keep up. Oh, well, look who it is. My apologies. It seems even I can become so lost in thought that I become blind to the world around me. This might seem a strange thing to ask, but would you say that you have purpose in life? Well, that is simply marvelous, but I think I'll forego inquiring further. Everyone, no matter who they are, lives for their own unique purpose, and that, of course, includes myself. My purpose in life is to use my abilities to their full potential on the battlefield. The great Sun Tzu of Qi once said that every battle is won before it's ever fought. But I find that way of thinking to be a bit boring. Snatching victory from the jaws of seemingly certain defeat is the strategist's one true joy. And to that point, this battle is going to be so... Oh, there I go again. Forget I ever said anything. I can think of far less accommodating problems than being bored by victory. I will remain in Puyang with Lord Shunyu and the others I wish you all the best of luck in the coming battle.
Lord Louis Bu, I'm glad you are safe.
Spare me your pity. I was never going to let a worm like Yuan Shao claim my head. But I never thought I would be forced to turn to you. Shen Gong took things too far.
I don't know how you can act so high and mighty. You're the one that's come begging for help, remember?
Zhang Fei, that's enough. The fact of the matter is, many of our men were wounded or killed in that battle. We made a desperate effort to rescue you, but you give not even a word of thanks. You'll have to forgive those who would air their grievances.
Thanks? What foolishness is this? Do you expect me to get on my knees right here and now?
No, that is not what we had in mind. We want to make a deal with you.
A deal? Of all things, it's a deal with me that you want. Very well then, I'm interested. I'll hear what you have to say, but try to make me give thanks or pay respect, and you will regret it.
No thanks or respect are required. We just need you to lend us your formidable might to make up for the troops we lost saving you.
Oh?
You are no doubt skilled enough to be a match for 1,000 warriors. I can think of no better way to replace the 1,000 missing from our ranks.
You're not as boring as I thought you'd be. I'll do it. The fiercest warrior in all the land is at your service. This should stave off my boredom.
You have our thanks, Lord Louis Bu. Well, you must be tired. Please wait a moment. We will have a feast prepared immediately.
Aha. And so we meet again. Our fates truly are linked, it seems. But once I lay eyes on you, my mind begins to race with conflicting thoughts. How about it? I'll tell you about how I left Cao Cao's side and became Lord Louis Bu's strategist. Whether you are an ally or foe, I respect you, and so I'd be grateful if you would listen to my tale. And here I thought you would leave before I could get a word in. Is it right to presume that your interest lies in my reasons for departing for new pastures? Cao Cao is a great man, it cannot be denied. Truly one with the ability to realize his ambitions. And the subordinates he selects also possess incredible talent and wisdom. For many, there is no cause for dissatisfaction whatsoever. Under his leadership, unification of the land is a likely reality, and I have no doubt that his achievements will last far into the future. Cao Cao is a man who will accomplish supremacy through his own merit. It would be so simple and altogether too boring. I dream of carving my name into history myself through my own abilities. It's fine if you're not convinced. I'm aware that I've taken quite the liberty here. Do I end up as a renowned officer that used all his knowledge to outwit Cao Cao? Or a fool who clumsily fails? In either case, the name Chen Gong will be known to the world and etched into the annals of history. That being said, I have no intention of accepting defeat. With my mind and Lord Louis Bu's prowess, we are certain to obtain supremacy. What say you? Ride with us and leave your mark on this age. Well, it matters not. It seems that we have already chosen different paths. Those born into times of great struggle care only to live and die without the burden of regret. Watch closely, and you will see how grand my story is in the end.
Hey. I knew I recognized you from somewhere. You were with Diaochan at Wang Yun's residence. I'm surprised to see you here. Tell me one thing. Is she here with you? I see. So you don't know where she is. Is that it? After Dong Zhou died, all the rats in Chang'an started to throw their weight around. Wang Yun got caught up in the struggle and lost his life. And after he died, Diaochan disappeared, without saying a word to me. I thought for sure she would have gone to you. I just thought the two of you were close, since you were both together with Wang Yun. But you know, looking at you now, it's all starting to make sense. Who she really cared for all this time. The same shadow follows you both. I guess knowing that will have to be enough.
How infuriating! He spared Lu Keng's life and now seeks to take the title of governor for himself. Sun Ce's insolence is growing tiresome. I take my eyes off him for one moment and this happens.
Lord Yuan Shu, do you plan on allowing him to claim the governorship of Lujiang?
Of course not! If I did that, who knows what he might ask for next? Someone else will be made governor of Lujiang. Tell Sun Ce that he will be given 1 battalion for his trouble.
Yes, sir.
I am sure it is obvious, but I have no intention of actually giving him a battalion. I just need to keep stringing them along. What would I do if my juiciest fruit rolled away?
It's you. I hardly expected to meet you in a place like this. Don't think I've forgotten your brazen behavior in the last battle. Why deny the truth? You certainly showed me something worthy of my attention. Clearly, you've got some pluck. Tenacious in mind and body, unlike the feeble fodder I usually encounter on the battlefield. Who in the world are you? Where did you achieve such strength? Well now, I sense no deceit in your eyes. I thought there was something odd about you. This certainly explains it. You've caught my attention, at the very least. If nothing else, you'd best remember this. Those who master strength stand above all and have the right to claim everything as their own. I am known throughout the world as the strongest. Everything under heaven is mine for the taking. And you are akin to the dirt between my fingertips. Do you grasp my meaning? That's no skin off my nose. Still, if you end up in my sights, I'm sure I'll feel the need to take you down. Not that I would relish the undertaking. Besting you would be a troublesome task, indeed. I've said all I want to say. I'm leaving. Next we meet, try and show me strength that dominates all else. Go on, surprise me, if you can.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to keep you out of it. Next time I'll be sure to tell you beforehand.
Look who we have here. Welcome. We are a close-knit bunch, aren't we?
Lord Shen-gong.
I've just received a written order from the Emperor, addressed to Lord Liu Bei. You are to slay Yuan Shu.
From the Emperor? They say Yuan Shu is calling himself the Emperor of Zhong. It is no wonder that His Majesty would order his death.
Indeed, indeed. But as you know, it is Cao Cao who protects His Majesty. Making this document less an imperial order, and more a command sent by Cao Cao to the other lords, yourself included.
It is still an imperial order. We cannot refuse.
Yes, I urge you to accept. And not to worry, Lord Luibu and I will protect Sha-Pei Castle in the meantime.
You expect us to believe a single word out of your mouths?
My, how vindictive! We had very good reasons to shift our allegiance, I'll have you know.
I don't give a damn about your reasons. I'm just telling you, you'd better not cause problems while we're not home.
I see. And here I was, thinking that Lord Liu Bei had placed his trust in us.
Both of you enough. We all serve the Han. I will gladly accept the order. But Lord Shen-gong, I need you to understand that there will be those who eye you with suspicion, like Zhang Fei here. To ease those concerns, we will leave one of our own to hold this place while we are away from Sha-Pei. Are you willing, Zhang Fei?
Yeah! Wait, then I'm staying?
An imperial decree to subdue Yuan Shu. Is this the result of our recent defeat?
It seems you have all been deemed ineffectual. This time, the task has fallen to Lord Luibu. So, what will you do now, Lord Liu Bei?
If it's not one thing, it's another. Funny, just when we were about to carry out this order, you stabbed us in the back. So this time, why don't you do the fighting and leave the guard duty to us?
And now you taunt us with a promise of betrayal. Perhaps I should kill you all while I still have the chance.
You're welcome to try!
Stop. This is complicated enough.
So what's the plan then? You're just going to join forces with these traitors?
Calm down. They are neither friends nor foes. Lord Tao Qian has tasked us with the protection of Shu. And as long as Yuan Shu maintains his position at Shouchun, Shu will be vulnerable to attack. Therefore, I have decided that we will assist you in defeating his forces.
Brother!
So you've come. Hurry up and take a seat. Tales of your deeds have continued to reach my ears. However, I imagine other enemies hardly satisfy you after facing the strongest in combat. Are those words from the heart? I doubt you take much pleasure in testing your mettle against any old opponent. In my youth, the truth of the world was carved into my body. The weak are oppressed and subject to all manner of degradation. Power was the only thing that changed me. I honed my skills and silenced my adversaries with brute force. Then I took to the battlefield and demonstrated my worth time and again. In short order, all who opposed me had vanished. The ones who remained extolled my martial prowess with abject devotion. Anyone can speak of morality and compassion, but These will never come to pass with mere rhetoric alone. Even the scoundrels and schemers desire the strength to triumph under any circumstance. Am I wrong? And here I expected an immediate rebuttal. I cannot comprehend you. How is it you've come face to face with death over and over, yet you side with those who are all talk? You should know that bravado and ambition rot with you in the earth when you leave this mortal coil. Those who would take to the battlefield shielded by the strong and perish as their hollow prattle fails them. The notion of a world filled with such rabble makes me sick. I will stand above all things and teach all the men and women of the world that might makes right. Quite kind for one who knows both sides of the coin. Can you show me something more important than strength? Next we meet, do your best to change my way of thinking. You do provide me with a modicum of entertainment, after all.
Well, well. Good fortune has brought us together once more. I never thought we would see each other alive again. Perhaps it is true that fate has tied our paths together. It is a most pleasing realization, but I am afraid that this may be the last time we are so fortunate. Let's have one last pleasant talk together as old friends. Cao Cao will soon launch his attack to defeat Lord Louisbu and I was somewhat surprised at Lord Louisbu's decision to make our stand at Sha Pei. But it is my duty to adapt our strategy to any and all circumstances. This is a battle that either side could win. Do you understand what that means? So you have realized it too. And that is exactly why we will fight with all our strength. Whatever happens on the battlefield, only one side can be victorious, which means this is likely our last chance at friendly conversation. But you will never forget Chen Gong. You will remember me for as long as you cling to life. Of this, I am certain. And the reverse is also true. Your memory will live on, deep in the bottom of my heart. We will each serve as witness to the life of the other. What a feeling! I can hardly contain it. I was counting on you responding in kind. We have spoken openly and gazed into each other's hearts. Now we will have nothing to regret. We will next meet at Sha Pei. Which one of our ways of life will win out in the end? It shall be a battle for the ages.
Ah, I'm pleased to see you. Though it is the eve of battle, you appear as calm as always. Come, sit. Let us talk as friends. Now is not the time to stand on ceremony. Still, I am surprised to see you here. I sent the letter with little hope of a reply, let alone a personal visit. Indeed, I also wanted to see you again. I could not go myself, so I thank you for taking the risk to come here. Things could have been different between us. Here we are, forced to meet in secret like conspiring thieves. I regret not making you mine before parting ways with Cao Cao. But I only have myself to blame. I let pride get in the way. Once you agreed to serve Cao Cao, you would never leave him. Admirable, I suppose, but now it has come to this. I know you, through and through, thanks to that night we spent together. Of course you do. Nor will either of us forget it, no matter what happens. Now, what to do tonight? Given the circumstances, I'm not able to extend my usual grand hospitality. But since you went to the trouble of sneaking in here, the least we can do is talk for a while. We'll forget about our situation for a while, and I'll tell you all there is left to tell of Yuan Shao. Come, let's go somewhere more agreeable. I won't take no for an answer.
The dawn takes on an exceptional quality in your presence. I'll admit it. You possess a strength that rivals my own. So, too, do I admit that you've shaken my faith in the absolute nature of strength. In warfare? Perhaps. But I speak of the strength you bring to bear in all things. I, who cared for naught but myself, found myself desiring you. Now that battle looms on the horizon, I will await the day you become mine, for now. But, once I have claimed all under heaven, I swear I shall have you as well. As if I would let you go. Chasing down my target is my specialty, after all. Still, I am astonished to have found something I value more than strength. So, too, am I forced to consider the merit of your beliefs, given the impact of your deeds. That being said, I have no intention of changing. I simply mean to have you, who showed me this different possibility, for my own. If you possess some ability superior to strength, I will simply become stronger, and keep that ability under my control by force. After all, they say the greatest joys are to be saved for last. No one but you has ever provoked such passion in me, and no one else ever shall. I'll have you take responsibility for that. With you around, life will never get boring, even after I've claimed this world. You'd better make it through all of this alive, for you are the only one who can offer me such amusement. If you were to die for some mundane reason, I'll drag you out of the grave myself, and don't you forget it.
Behold, the might of a warrior who stands above all! Tempests!
It is done. How would you have me conclude this matter?
That is not for me, but for the court-martials to decide.
And if I were to forgive you,
I fear I must refuse. And there's no need to guide me to the execution grounds. So close. I was so close!